Nice. We've got James here. Might as well just go through James's picks to start off with.
Absolutely. So
they were all really boring.
I know. I noticed that.
And so, without further ado, let's get going on the season 39 draft review. So, here we are. James has joined us today to. I'm not sure if we're how redacted are we thinking we're going to get today? Because this is always quite a controversial one when you start looking at people's picks.
Yeah.
So I'll put a little.
What do you mean? People love to be told that was a shit pick.
Absolutely.
They picked him 2 rounds too high. Yeah, people love to hear that.
Yeah, I hope Todd's gonna.
I don't remember any previous feedback that this podcast was mean-spirited.
Okay, well, I can point you in the direction of that. Although it may have already been redacted. Who knows? Who knows? Right. Okay. So James has joined us. He has a 20-ish minute slot with us to give us his thoughts on how the draft went. So we're going to fly straight into it. James is going to give us a bit of a lowdown and get us going.
Well, I'm more interested to hear what you thought of the picks, because they were. I wasn't happy after I'd picked them, but I look back and I didn't know who else I would have picked. So I think they're just boring, non-interesting, no QBs, no running backs, no tight ends. Just rebuild foundation blocks, really. So a new offensive line, a couple of defensive ends. Just your bread and butter. Nothing to write home about picks to try and build a new nucleus for the team.
There's no truth in the rumor you were trying to do your shortlist in the middle of a
car.
Disney thing.
No, I was in the car.
With a blanket over the top, wasn't it?
And I didn't. I hadn't done myself a shortlist properly. It was a bit of a mess. But honestly, that's the last couple of seasons. That's kind of been how I played this game. So, I mean, why change it, right? And the 2 rounds on the one day, I as soon as I start to, I don't know about you guys, but as soon as I'm starting to select players, and I get to like 32, I'm bored, and I don't know. It's so random about what's going to happen that I don't know. I just lose interest in trying to refine it too much. But I think I did a good job. I mean, I didn't pick 3 returners in the first round, so I'll take it.
Am I right in saying, James, that you had a blanket over the top because you couldn't see the screen because of the glare? Or
yeah, I had my wife's hoodie over the laptop of my head, somewhere in Florida, whilst I'm trying to do game, and my wife thinks I'm an idiot.
You were doing it in the middle of Disneyland, weren't you?
No, on the way. We were on the way down from Virginia. We were driving on the way down. Yeah, so I just sat in the passenger seat on a hotspot with a video over my head and the laptop and tried my best. It works all right, actually. I've had worse drafts in terms of connectivity. So I
just had these images of Goofy sat next to you, giving you tips on who to pick or something.
Well, I mean, you make your decision about whether he had anything to say about it. But yeah, not a lot to write home about. I'm hoping the next draft I'll be able to, add a few more exciting picks to that. But given it's probably 2-3 years before I'm 2 or 3 seasons before I'm competitive, I'd rather get the experience into the linemen and the middle linebacker and stuff like that, and then pick up the shiny bits a little bit later. Especially as I'm going to be trying to lose next season. I don't need anyone that good.
Yeah. Pick 25. Is that a dev squatter? Are you gonna keep him on the 60?
The two defensive ends and the offensive tackle are going to be in the development squad because they're all 60 quicks, so not ideal. So that's the plan for those 3. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to play a 4-3 front because I just find that the most effective defense. So that's my plan for those guys.
Yeah, the
You
DT4
can't not,
with the leader 2, he's looking good with the 65.
Yeah, he's
yeah,
he's good, and I think I got
quality
an
as well.
L7 DT as well.
Yeah.
65S, and then I think I got a 75 tech middle linebacker. So it'd be good. I mean, if that offensive tackle goes to a 65 quick, it's a good pick. For where I got them. Like if it was a 65 quick L9 journeyman, they would have probably been top 10, right? I would have thought top 10. So
You'll get him to 65 quick easy. If he's not popping enough for you, you can just buy the pops, can't you?
yeah,
So he'll be a spot
you
on.
can't
left
buy
tackle
you can buy the
starting at 9.
pops, but you can't buy the dev squads, can you? Or can you now? I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can.
yeah. You
Yeah.
can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can now.
that's what you buy the dev points.
Yeah, so you can even
Yeah.
So
buy,
you'll need 5 to get him to 65 because he's a lineman.
and then you can buy the extra level as well for one more.
Yeah,
So
one more.
yeah, it
Yeah.
should be good.
So yeah, I mean that was it really, guys. I wish I had more to talk about afterwards. I was a little bit you come out at the end of the draft and you're looking at your players and you're all excited about what you've got, but they're necessary parts, but they're not exciting players, that's for sure.
I know what you mean. It's not sexy, is it? But you've got to have strong trenches.
Yeah, and I hate paying for them in the secondary market. Like if I'm gonna want to get someone to get over the top, I want it to be a wide receiver or a tight end or something that I'm throwing a load of firsts on. I don't want to be buying an offensive tackle or a defensive tackle or something like that. I'd rather just get them from the draft because I don't want to pay for them in the draft in the trades rather.
Talk to me about your OT there, Grant. You're 55 strong, 10 tech.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
he gonna-
don't ask me what the tech does on an offensive tackle.
Oh,
I
I
mean,
thought you were going to give us an insight there.
This
It
is what I
does some-
got down.
it does
This
something.
is one of my questions.
It does something, and I feel like I look like I'm a bit of a head by getting it because people will be like, "Oh yeah, he's got the tech. He knows what he's doing." Absolutely, don't know what I'm doing.
Not even 5 tech though. He's 10 tech.
I just needed exactly right. I mean, imagine what I could do with that if I knew what to do with it. Right. But I needed a right tackle. I needed a right tackle, and he'll do.
Is it something
I'll
like he
use-
doesn't miss a block or something, or he's got
Greg will know. Greg will be able to tell us what page on the rule book it is.
Well,
Not
as we learned
not that
from-
one, but yeah, you're on the right lines. I think there, Jez. I think that's the key to it. Is that if he is the lineman involved in the block, he won't miss the block. So
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
yeah,
And as we learned last time, 10 is double the 5.
10 is twice as much as 5. We've already covered this, boys.
So the 10 doesn't make any difference, right? It's just wasted QST, isn't it?
no, I think I think it does have some impact on some of those trench warfare options. There is something in that in the pro rules about it not missing a tackle. I can't remember how it's activated.
Yeah,
so,
no.
because
I did read it. I don't know about you. I'm not clever enough to. So when we get into the trench warfare stuff, I'm just like, okay, all right. So I'll believe you. If you were me, Greg, and I got to change his QST, would you change him to 60S and 5 tech?
Well, I don't think you can. Don't think you can. So on a dev squad, I don't think you can move tech to anywhere else. So do not put him on your dev squad because he is how he is going to be. Because you won't be able to shift the.
He's a quickness to strength.
No,
I love him just the way he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can because I think 35 is the minimum.
You can move
Do you think it's a
35 is
ropey
minimum,
pick?
I think.
Do you think it's a
No,
ropey
you would
pick?
be able to. No, I like it. I like it. I think for a right tackle, it's a pick. It's a good pick. I like the fact that he's got the 10 on the basis I believe that if you were going to be running around the outside and passing deep, then potentially it's going to have an impact on that. If anybody else thinks I'm wrong, then please do let us know, because that's the way I'm thinking about it from what I've read and what I remember from reading. So I don't think it's a bad pick. I mean, it's the same with the OT I took last time around. It's like, he's only a 55 quickness, so you're going to shift him to a 65, and it's like, nah, I just want something on the outside, something that's got a bit more strength on it, because that's going to help with the run. He hasn't got the tech, but if he had it, I'd be happier. So I don't think it's a bad pick. I think it's a good pick for that time. He's got the quality, should get him to a good level.
I'll disagree. I'd actually go him down as one of my worst picks, actually.
Ah.
But that's more due to the fact, what the hell does the 10 do? And I just think to myself, what is the point of the 10? It's just a wasted 10.
But if you're in on the know, like we are, we'd know what the 10 does.
I know, but I think we've proved that we're not.
We need somebody who
Prove
really
it,
is on the know.
I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, prove it.
As we've proved for 2 or 3 seasons now that we're doing this, is it? I don't know, maybe 2. We do not know what we're talking about. So the logic behind it is that the 10 must do something. I mean, 5 does something, right? So 10 must do something
Twice as much.
twice as much.
Yeah.
So he's going to have I really like it. I think he's going to have an X factor. He's your right tackle. So he's going to do something over there, that no other player does, because tech is so rare, and he's got 10 of it. So
yeah. I mean,
I don't know what he's going to do, but he's going to do something.
Because you can't stance on the offense like that. You don't read into the tech as much, right? With like the outside backs and the tackles and stuff, why you want to get that tech. With the offense is a bit of a mystery, but
yeah.
For anyone who doesn't watch this, I'll just pretend I know, and anybody who does watch it will know that I don't know. So I'm good. I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll edit all the stuff out about us saying we haven't got a clue what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And the bit about Matt saying it's not it's his worst pick. I don't want that bit in either.
No, Matt's got to be grumpy.
It's not the worst pick. There are worse ones.
Okay.
So James, looking at the rest of the way that first round, if you wanted to take a different player, which was the one that you thought to yourself, why didn't I take that? You got one of those?
Who did I have up there? Scroll up. Can't remember who I had. I think there was a quarterback I liked.
The one that Jez has got.
No, I'm going to have to jump off soon, but you guys need to grill Jez on what he's going to do with his offense.
Because you got a CB at pick 1, the following pick. Was there QB? Where did you take that?
Yeah,
QB?
I think there was. I'd already picked my offensive tackle, but that 65 quick offensive tackle dropped in the second, either at the back of the first or the start of the second. There was a quick offensive tackle, which was a really good pick. But I can't really remember. Honestly, the reason, as much as I had all of the wide receivers and the running backs high in my draft just because of the value, I really don't know what I want to do with my offense. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I paid much attention, honestly. I like the tech safety that went, the quick level 8.
Cornerback.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russell.
Yeah, they're just rare, at least in the Atlantic, to find a decent tech safety, which I think would really help in the short zone. Other than that, I think it went. I wish I don't know which Hastings it was. Who's at the Warriors? Todd, right?
Todd, yeah.
I wish he didn't get that quarterback, because he's going to be an absolute nightmare with that offense that he plays. And he knows it as well, which is why he took a little L5 journeyman in the first round, because he knows how important that is to his offense.
Yeah. He had that quarterback earmarked, didn't he?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, the offense he does with his returners and his quick QBs have proved to be, pretty hard to stance against. So he's going to end up building a good team there as well.
He'll go heavy on offense and special teams, and a defense that as much he can get out of it.
Yeah.
But he's this Abis, that 60 quick quarterback, is going to be the new. Well, he's aiming for it to be the new Lisa, whatever it was.
Head.
Lisa Head, that's it. That he had in the GFL at the Witches.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he have a quick one in the Empire as well? Or was that I don't know which one it was now, because I did that. He just had, he's just been in the Empire and he built a quick quarterback offense as well, right? Yeah, good for him. I mean, we've seen in recent seasons. I'm on the fence now about how QST for quarterbacks, because we've seen some pretty effective quarterbacks without like 55, 60 T or S who have been absolutely devastating.
Yeah, Smitheroff.
Yeah. So those are the quarterbacks you could, a few seasons ago, maybe even still, but you could pick up an L15 for like a 4th round or something stupid like that. People didn't care about the quarterbacks. The secondary market was poor. And now I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're not as bad as I thought.
Yeah, price of
I think
quarterbacks.
if you're going for a heavy running game, then you can maybe get away with taking one of them quarterbacks. You know, with strange QSTs, maybe even a mixed QST or something. As long as you've got one decent receiver that works with it, you've got a heavy run game. I think you're laughing.
Yeah, I definitely think the 60 quick running back and the 55 quick running back are a lot more effective though than like for a mixed QST. I don't see decent running coming out of like a 40 quick as an example, or a 45 quick. Maybe it does happen and people haven't tried. I don't know, but it always seems to be the really quick ones that are effective with that kind of game. It's just whether they can throw, and it appears they can. So who knows?
Yeah, because I think the one he had in the GFL was still getting like 3,000 yards passing or something ridiculous like that, wasn't he? So with a 60, 20, 20. So we'll see if it works out the same here. So yeah. But it's one of those ones I looked at and I'm like, I know that's the quarterback one, but you're probably the only coach thinking that way. So do you want to take it with the 8th? You know, he's gone and secured it that early.
Yeah.
But again, you're kind of like, well, is there something else you would have taken?
I guess the question is, how often do they come up, right? So there might not be another one for another 2 seasons. So
yeah, maybe.
Maybe. I agree with you.
Yeah, you're right though. I think Todd's thinking on that is he couldn't take the risk.
Yeah.
So you're probably right in that he more than likely wouldn't have gone in the first round to anyone else. No one else would have picked him in the first round. And he could have easily picked him up in the second. Did he want to take that risk? He obviously didn't. He's the guy that he wants to build his offense around, and he needs a 60 quick quarterback to do that because he knows the success he had with that in the GFL. So, yeah.
To be honest, I've got him down as one of the worst pick in the draft because of the value. I get the system, he wants it for the system, but you could have easily have left that till the 3rd round. He would have still been there. So you could have got another a piece that would be, all rarer to get.
The thing is, all it takes is for one other coach to think Todd is going to want that guy. There's a reason why Todd wants that guy. We all know what Todd did in the GFL with the Witches and with Head. It takes one other coach who's got a few picks, who's got not a spare pick as such, either at the bottom of the first round or midway through the second round. If we're thinking that level of pick should go to the middle of the 3rd round, which it probably should, then all it takes is one other coach for them to go, oh yeah, okay, I'll have him. And then Todd's fucked. So he's gone in way too high for a player of that level, and with that kind of package, bearing in mind what else was on the table still, but he didn't want to take that risk.
Okay, if it'd been level 9,
guys, I've got to go. I'll be back if you're still on.
Okay,
mate.
Thanks, James.
Cheers, James. James
He's
leaving
been
his
level-
murder cabin there.
No one else will know
dear.
what that means, Jez. No one else will know what that means.
Yeah, they will.
No.
They saw the circular saw.
Dear. If he'd been level 9, Jez, you took him in the first.
Would I have took him in the first?
Would any if he say for instance he'd been level 9, would any team would have took him in the first? I still
Oh
don't
yeah,
think they would have.
yeah, without doubt.
I'm not convinced.
They would have done because
Yeah.
so this is the way I'd see that is if you see a level 9 player and you think to yourself, okay, level 9, that's a good start. That's level 10 for a quarterback, let's face it. Starting level. You'd go and have a look to see what you could do with it. And then you'd maybe get someone going, I might give that a go. But at level 5, that's under the radar. I mean, what quarterback was that? That was a quarterback 9. That's underneath another 8 who were higher level, better QSTs. I mean, if we look what we got in round 2, what we got going in round 2. So QB6, quality, level 5 with a 60S, more traditional kind of approach. That's going pick 16. Was there anything else?
One other quarterback went above him there.
Here we go. Quarterback 1, the
Short zone.
55 tech. So I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, I'd be reasonably confident if no one was playing silly buggers of, oh, I'm just going to take this just to spite someone else, which I don't think a lot of people would do with their first round pick because they don't like to get rid of their first round picks because they want to take a player they want. So I think, at pick number 8 in round 2, he still would have been there. And it still would have been
Definitely.
like, you still would have been sitting there going, oh, I don't
too
particularly like
high.
round 2 pick.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I agree. I think he may have been if no one else is that way inclined in terms of wanting to set up their offense like that. He probably would have still been there in the third round. Maybe sort of high midway through the third round, and then someone would have gone, well, yeah, okay. But he's obviously that fundamental to Todd's scheme that he's gone, I am not taking the risk. He's going with my pick at 8, and he'll say that pick was way punching, but that guy is really important to him, and for him it's worth it.
He did say that online in the draft. He said, "I don't care. This is the one I need, the piece I need.
Yeah,
Know how rare it is, etc., etc." But
yeah.
I don't know. Personally, I think he could have waited, or if you knew that's what you wanted in pick 8, trade down, pick another first up. You'd probably got another first.
yeah. I
You'd
think he
probably
did
got
explore the options about trading down, but and that probably with that strategy that probably would have been the sensible thing to do, but maybe he didn't have the offers that were right for him. So yeah, I mean, we're all we can sit here and say that was that went way too early, but in 3 seasons' time, when Abis is running us fucking ragged, and he's putting up 1,000 rushing yards and 3,500 passing yards, then we'll be like, yeah, all right. I mean, Todd's won 3 bowls, hasn't he, or more? Has he won 4? He's won some bowls, this dude, so he knows what he's doing.
I don't deny that. I just think it's just we're analyzing picks, and I'm going, yeah, too high.
I don't disagree with that at all.
I
And
get
Todd would probably say it was too high as well, but he'll probably also say it was worth it.
I know exactly. I get that.
Yeah. Was it a good pick for that type of round? No. Was it a surprise? No. So, we'll see. We'll see if he manages to get the same out of that quarterback as he did the others that he's run the scheme with, and we'll find out whether anybody else has worked out how to stop it. So, but yeah, that was definitely the one that stuck out. That'd be one of those ones that when you look back, over the seasons, you'd be like, oh, that one stands out because you haven't got the context. But with the context we have, it kind of makes sense.
The only thing is, even if you're all right, level 5, so he's level 6 in reality. Even if you get the max you can get in there is 4 pops, unless he does something even more radical and sticks it on his development squad. That extra pop.
No,
The
the
most he's
max
going to be is level 10 or 11.
No, you can get more. You can get more on quarterbacks if you get the pops
Most
into
of
them
them
through
is.
coaching. If you get the pops into them through coaching, then they'll get understudies as well. So
Yeah.
in effect, if you want to maximize, you're hoping actually that you get the pops from coaching in first, and then the understudies. Because I think if the understudies come before the pops, then it's a maximum of 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's full
if
stop,
you
is
get
it?
understudy, pop, 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 you can't get a 4th pop. Or if you get understudy, pop, you can't get another pop. So you really want pop, 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 and then understudy, 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 understudy. Yeah.
See, to give this a little bit of perspective, and it's not a direct comparison, obviously, because as you'll see, but in the Empire draft, I picked up a 50, 25, 25 quarterback, level 5, journeyman, no attributes. So very similar, apart from the 60 and 50. I picked him up at the 29th pick in the 3rd round.
Mm-hmm.
He's going on my D squad, and I'm going to get him up to 60. And that was right at the bottom of the 3rd round.
Yep.
So there is a bit of a comparison there. But, Todd will still say he's worth it, and he doesn't regret taking him at 8.
Absolutely.
No, I get it.
Absolutely. So, Jez, you had quite a few first rounders as well, didn't you? So you had 14, 15, and 18 that you took in the first. Before we hear another
He
one
tried to get rid of 18. He tried to sell 18 to me on the morning of the draft.
I had a few conversations actually with people higher up to trade up because I'd scouted Friars. So I could have, if I'd have gone up, I was speaking with who was it who had the 3rd pick that the Kings took in the end?
yeah, that was Martin at the Stallions.
Martin Stallions. I was speaking with Martin, and we were quite close to agreeing a deal, but then I stepped out at the end because Kings came in. They beat 2 of my bids, and I'm thinking that's as much as I want to go, and I'm so glad I didn't trade up in the end. I would have been all right with it because I would have taken Friars, and he would have started as a level 9 elite cornerback, 75 quick. So you can't not be happy with that. But the players that that fell to me, I didn't think would fall that far. So I had so much fun in this first round with those picks.
Yeah, because you liked defensive end 1. We talked about that, didn't we, in the preview?
Yeah.
So yeah, him falling down to 18 was a nice catch.
And even more so, I picked up in was it the bottom of the 2nd or was it the 3rd? I think it was the bottom of the 2nd round last year. I picked up a defensive end with exactly the same QST, 65, 25, 10. He was really low level. He was about level 3 or 4 or something. It may have been level 3 actually. But I've now got 2 young defensive ends with 65 quick and 10 tech. So once I've got those guys trained up, I'm hoping they're going to absolutely be terrorists on the edge.
Yeah, gives you lots of short zone options as well, doesn't it? As well as
Yeah.
the speed. Yeah, nice. So
But yeah, the other guys, I couldn't. I
so the
thought
wide
Thornhill
receiver.
might drop. Yeah, I thought he might drop. and I'm a passing offense, so I need a slot receiver, and he was a no-brainer. Level 9 elite, dude's going to be an absolute weapon. I can't believe Brown dropped as far as he did, and
I could. I said he'd
well,
drop.
I thought he'd drop, but I didn't think he'd drop to 15.
No, I'm not surprised by that one.
And we've been short zone for short zone. We've with a quick 55 quick quarterback for a while now, but Fox is aged out. I've got a decision to make on where I take the offense, and with Brown dropping in there with his stats, with his leadership, with his attributes, there's no way I could pass up going deep zone. And there were also a really good number of deep zone wide receiver options, and I knew I could pick up one of those later on. So I knew the rebuild would start there. He's not going to come into effect for he might start playing next season. Certainly not going to play this season. He might play a bit next season just to get a bit of experience in, but he's not going to come into effect for at least 2 seasons. And it will take that long as well for me to build some sort of deep zone wide receiver weapons as well, as get Thornhill up to the level where he needs to get to. So it's a real kind of future planning, and it's going to take us in a different direction. But decision was made for me by them dropping that far. There's no way I could turn him down.
Yeah, and I mean, picking up 2 elites when you are wanting to kind of kick off a rebuild and you just want to, maybe you want a few more coaching points and a few more rookies, then hopefully those elites give you a little bit more option to get there quicker.
It's a bit of a rebuild. I don't even know if I call it a rebuild. My offense at the moment is just kind of aged out massively. My wide receivers, they got rinsed basically in aging, and so they all went. I've traded out all of my wide receivers. My best wide receiver now is Thornhill, is level 9, so I've got very little to offer on that front. It'll be a real transitional season for us this year because I've traded out both of my starting running backs as well. So offensively, we're pretty slim on what we can offer. But yeah, it's not about this season. It's about where we can get in a couple of seasons' time with these guys. So I'm really happy with that.
So you didn't think you could retool, Jez? Considering you only just lost in the conference game by 5 points, something like that. You didn't think it was worth just refreshing it just to get over the hump and get past Dan? Because I can't see anybody else come in next season, to be honest.
Couldn't do it, mate. We lost 70, 73 or 74 levels in aging. Got absolutely rinsed, and they were key positions as well. So it was too much. And it needed this kind of it's a mini reset. It's not a nuke at all, because I haven't put any big players on the market. I think the biggest player that I put up was Byers, the running back, who was level 16, and at a decent age. He was age 2 or something. So he went for a decent price, but the others all went for kind of, bit part picks, nothing more than that. So I'm just reacting to the hand that I've been dealt with aging, and aging brought us down to a level where we were not going to be competitive next season anyway. We'd be competitive in the division, and we might, give the division a go, but we wouldn't get any further than that.
I'm just thinking, you were that close to beating Dan. If it had been there, It was a chance to refresh and keep it live. But
you've
I mean, to be honest, I think Dan will
Yeah.
probably be stronger next year. To be honest, but then obviously you've got to be ready for Greg coming up. You know, eventually he's going to come out of that rebuild.
well,
Yeah, and I know other people do look at that. I tend not to. I know people look at what other teams are doing and can I time my rebuild so that I'm strong when they're tailing off or when they're weakest, and who else is going to try and rise out of the pit as well at the same time as me. I can't. For me personally, the timing of my team's kind of rotation can't be dictated by that. I've got to try and rebuild my team so that it's going to be as strong as it can be at the time that is most opportune for it to be strong, if you know what I mean. If someone there's always going to be someone else at the same time who is also strong and probably stronger, and I've got to try and find a way around that. So you're never going to kind of get there. I mean, I came into the division when I was up against the Rapiers, who were rinsing everything, and then Lee came in with the Snow Bears and started rinsing everything. So I'm not shy of competing with people. But
as I've found, Jez, you cannot guess when's a good time to start, because that was where I started with this rebuild. It's like I got so fucked off with the amount of turnover of coaches. I was just like, each time a new coach comes in, I'm going to defer for another season. And I deferred my picks 3 seasons in the end. And I thought, do you know what? With the way that the airlock or the Atlantic works, there is just never a time where there is not going to be someone transitioning through this league. So you just have to get on with it in the end. But I did have the side project. I wanted to see if I could get 20 picks, but then again, I thought to myself, I'm not going to live long enough to see the end of that. So, 12 is where I stopped. But
was panicking. The game wasn't going to last long enough for him to pick them 12 picks at one point.
yeah, or get him anywhere after I had picked him. Yeah. So yeah, you're right, Jez. You can't sit there, and it's a bit like, obviously Todd with that pick there. He's gone, right, okay, this is perfect. I've just come into this. Here's a quarterback I know how to use. I'm going to make sure I get it and just build around it. So
my only decision really is whether or not I stick Brown on the D squad this year to get his 55 to 60 and to get the extra level. So, and I'm still not decided on that yet.
yeah, it's a tough one because it is like a season on dev squad for a quarterback. I feel is, even though he's got 3 good, well, he's got 2. No, he's got 1 attribute that's decent, and then he's got the leader.
Well, 2, the cool under pressure is a really good one, and Showman's a good one as well.
What else do you get with Showman apart from the +1 on a better?
Well, you get the +1 next week, but if he's leader and cool under pressure and 60 strong deep zone with a couple of nice toys, then it's going to hit Showman every other week, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, so you get the +1, okay, but the res, I don't like that.
No.
But you want that experience in your quarterback as soon as possible, really, don't you? And I can understand why you've got that dilemma right now, because it's like, is that extra 5? I think because you've got it on the tech, you're okay. If it was sitting on the queue, I'd be like, maybe, because it doesn't feel like, if I want to go like full pass with some of those options, like play action, things like that, is sideline is bringing in a little bit of tech, isn't it, as well? So it's a bit of Q, bit of T. So you're using all of what you've got there. But yeah, I get your dilemma.
We'll see, because I do want to get experience in him. You have to get experience in your quarterbacks as early as possible and start building that. So yeah, there is a genuine dilemma there.
Yeah.
But I'm also with the theory. He's an elite. If he gets injured in the week 1, you're screwed.
Yeah, there is that.
Whereas if you put him in on the D squad, you can get it to that 60 if you want to go that way. And I didn't play Galloway. I played Galloway. He wasn't on my D squad because he didn't need to be because he's got 60. I only played him 1 game as a starter. In a game I knew I'd win. He did multiple Gs because I was too scared of him getting injured. He needed the level. I needed to make sure he got the levels in him before I'd even consider playing him.
Yeah,
Such a bugger to coach. He didn't get his max levels until halfway through the playoffs from memory. So he didn't get any experience. And then last year played, but he was basically a rookie last year at age 1.
yeah,
Might have cost me, in theory, the actual ball in the end. I don't know. I played him all that first season. Maybe that'd have been enough to week past Dan. I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah, leader 2's nice. Elite, nice QSD, and like you say, with that slot receiver who's going to be massive level. So that's a good little pick up in the first round for your offense there.
To be honest, Jez, I thought he'd dropped to 24.
Who, Brown?
No, the slot receiver.
Oh, no chance.
I thought he was going to drop.
We were talking about him beforehand, weren't we? And we were saying, well, I was saying, he's not the sort of player that someone would lead with. If you've got 1 pick in the first round, you're not gonna take it with a slot receiver because he's not a player that you build around. You'll want a flanker or a split end, or whichever system you're playing. You'll take that first if you really want a wide receiver, or you'll take a different position if it's a better player available at that point in the draft. The fact that I had 3 picks at that point meant that I could afford to take the slot then, and he's a level 9 elite, for fuck's sake. You're not going to pass that up if you've got the option of taking that, as well as another two picks in quick succession, which I had at that point. So I was fortunate and I was lucky as well that the trade discussions that I had with Martin and with I think maybe one other as well didn't come through, and I kept the 3 picks that I had them in the middle of that round because all 3 of them I'm so happy with. And sometimes you can do that and you can end up with missing your main targets and what have you. And I really like Friars because he would have gone to level 9 elite and what have you, and he'd be a banging cornerback. But I can't argue with the 3 that I managed to pick up where I did. So yeah, it fell nicely to me. And sometimes it doesn't do that. Sometimes if you've got 6 or 7 players at the top end of the draft, and if you're picking at 14 and you think, I really hope one of them drops to me, and they all go in the top 7, and then you're like, fuck.
Or even worse when they go 12 and 13, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. That's good. It's good that you've come out of that feeling like you've picked up the best you
Yeah,
could.
really enjoyed
what
it.
You wanted
Really
from
enjoyed
that,
it.
So it's good. So Matt, how are you feeling about your pick then?
Well, as James says, tech safeties are rare. However, stupid idiot lost the level in rookie aging, so I feel not so great about it at the moment.
Oh, I hate that.
That's a shame.
First round pick was a rookie. I know, terrible. I know, terrible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, seeing as I know which way you voted for on the Damico trophy, yeah, you can take your -1.
To be honest,
that's karma. That's karma right there.
Well, to be honest, I actually thought I would get the other safety. That's what I thought. I thought the one that went earlier, I thought he might drop as well. But because it was either for me, it was either that slot receiver, the tech receiver, safety, or the decent centre in the entire draft. Thought I'd get one of them. As it was, I actually ended up with none of them.
Right. Yeah. Which safe?
Although I did have, I think I did actually have the option of taking the centre.
Yeah, was the centre the one that the Warriors picked up at?
He was the one that
centre
went
5.
in. He is in my top 5 picks. Round 2, pick 5, or whether that was.
Was it round 2, pick 5? Okay, yeah.
Round 2, pick 5.
That was the Sharks, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the Sharks. Annoyingly, I've got to be honest, I think the Sharks probably had, when you look at the Sharks draft class, they had a superb draft class once again. I think that's the second season in a row. Alex has pretty much nailed it. Nailed it.
Yeah, because he picked up the RB quality 55 strength guy, didn't he? With pick 5, which wasn't a bad one.
I go on his draft class. You think he done below? He's probably that way.
Yeah, let's have a look.
He did draft well. Alex drafted really well.
He did. Look at the players.
Oh, do you know what? I think the Sharks are the ones that I haven't got on, that's a bit of a cock up, but there you go. Let me bring it up on here. I was thinking to myself, I'm sure there's a team before a B, and there's the Amity Island Sharks.
So the first round, he picked up the running back at 5, level 7, 55 strong.
Yeah.
No arguments with that. So he's got his fullback, but he also picked up the level 8 elite 60 quick tight end at 21.
Mm-hmm.
And people dodge quick tight ends as I have in the past. I've tried quick tight ends and I've failed with them. I have also picked up a tight end in this draft, a quick tight end in this draft. So I've just got completely going back on what I'm saying. But level 8, he's 60 Q, he's elite. He's going to be a serious problem.
Yeah, for that.
For us, not for Alex. For us.
Yeah, because
I don't know. It's a serious problem for me because I've no idea what to do with this shit.
If he's deep zone and he's running flat, then that guy's going to be amazing.
Well, the running back's up the middle, but he did pick up the Alcala last time around, which I think was he a 60 or a 55? Yeah, so he's a 60Q. So he's got the potential for a decent I form.
Please, Alex, just run it down the middle against my defense. Yeah, please. Just do that.
He's got Stewart, who
It'll
will
get
be
you
off of
nowhere.
he'll be off a dev squad, so he's off a dev squad at 60S now.
The amount of points he's put in to get that.
Fucking hell!
You got,
How'd you get? How you get 15?
you're literally doing it every week, aren't you?
So you can get.
Jesus.
Got pre-season.
He's bought a lot on that.
10 weeks, 11, and then your three playoff weeks. That's 14.
Yeah, but I thought there was a max of 9.
I thought it'd been. Oh, was that? I thought that was for the level. I didn't think you could get 2 levels into them.
No, you can only get 1 level.
Yeah, but it used to be the first time they did it 2. You get 2 levels into it, and then they got rid of that very quickly.
Yeah.
I thought it was only 9. I thought it was only a maximum of 9 you could go to. Maybe not.
Obviously not. Looking at that.
No.
You got to admire the balls to just go for it like that. I mean, that's a lot of coaching points he's used up. Never mind what he's spent on him to actually get him up levels. He's 10 a week to get him to change his QSD.
Hang on, that says 0 seasons. He's not a rookie.
Yeah, it's because it hasn't rolled over properly. The stats don't roll over and the player cards don't roll over properly until the
Ah.
season gets really going. So
All
yeah,
the rookies are undrafted at the moment.
yeah. So that's just a bug, but it
Yeah.
goes once we're into like week 1. But yeah, pocket passer. He's got the QB and ace, so you know that might influence him on what he's wanting to play. He might look to play have the 2 running backs and then switch them. So you never know whether you're going to be running someone up the line or around the edge.
We've gone for a Bordeaux now.
Oh, jeez. Let's hope
Again,
James...
not expensive, Matt.
Well, I'm on some fucking Audi squash, mate. So you know.
Yeah, I'm on the H2O.
Right, so
yeah.
I go through my rest of my good picks.
Do your review, Matt. Yeah.
Go
And
on
then we
in.
can slag a couple of teams off as well because I like it.
Go on in.
People.
Go on in. Go on in, Matt. Get the
All
ball
right,
rolling.
so round 1, pick 15.
Round 1, pick 15.
I've already
Yeah.
talked about that. That was actually in my good picks.
That was in your good picks, was it?
Yeah, annoyingly, round 1, pick 15.
I need to just move my my little emojis down here so I can switch between which ones you liked and didn't like.
I tell you what we haven't done yet. We'll have to go through the top 10 and see how many we got right as well.
Oh yeah,
On the mock draft.
absolutely. Yeah, so this one, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Let's slag off the number 1 pick.
I'm gonna. How can you slag that off? I mean, it was the go-to.
I'm not giving. I know, but I'm not giving him a good for that. You know, it's
Gotta
top
give that
5
one.
picks.
He didn't even win the award.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Wow, that's a fix. Shockingly, in the GFL, the go-to number 1 overall pick didn't win it either. Shock horror. But there you
People
go.
vote against it deliberately because I knew I wasn't going to get it. So I went for one I
Oh,
might get.
that's disgraceful. That is
If I hadn't got a
disgraceful.
first round pick, I might have done it. But you know,
All right, so you liked pick number 15, was it?
like pick 15, round 2, pick 5. I like, which we already discussed at centre.
Uh-huh.
You like that, did you?
I did because it was the best centre in the entire class.
Yeah,
Straight in the second round.
I kind of
And there was
like.
UST's it, isn't?
No, but there was no centres in the entire draft apart from that one, and he was the only one that got any. Went in round 2. I think that was a good pick.
I thought the 1, 3, 4 down, centre 5. I would have taken him over that one
I would have as well.
because his quality as well was probably a level and a half.
But 60S, he's going to end up if you're gonna run behind him, he's going to be the lad you want in the line over the guy that Alex took. I know he's he starts at level 8. That's fair enough. They'll get him trained up. But
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
absolutely,
I would have gone for the higher level on that one myself personally.
I'm not saying he's a bad
And I
centre.
nearly
He's
did.
obviously
And I
not.
nearly did. It was nearly my pick, but I picked the safety and wish I hadn't.
Yeah, but on the basis that he is pass deep as well as whatever the run game is he's going to play, then he's probably done the right thing there because he probably does want to get a little bit more. You will get a little slightly more pass protection with the extra 10 in the queue.
Right, here we go.
Yeah.
Right, this is a controversial for top 5 picks, but this is the one I am. Round 2, pick 6.
Round 2, pick 6,
Oh, yeah.
IB2. Right, okay.
I was convinced that he'd pick him in the top 10, and he held off. As far as I'm concerned, that's a good pick, that is. I thought he'd go in the top 10. I thought he'd take him with his first pick. I thought he'd basically do the Todd approach and take the player he really needed.
He held his nerve better than Todd.
He held his nerve. He probably could have held it a little bit longer, but he ignored it with his first 3 first-round picks and went for it in the second round. So I think that's all right. And that was a good pick.
Yeah, I think if it hadn't had the quality tag on there, it might have felt a bit more confident to hold a little longer. But yeah, where did that? Because there was another one, wasn't there? That was another strong IB.
He took him later in the draft. Or both.
Yeah,
I can't remember what round it was.
Mm.
Look on that bit above. Put your brass thing on.
yeah.
With the other eye you've got.
Oh, hang on. Is it this one? Oh no, that's the Heroes helmet. Oh, is it this one? Oh no, this is the new Sonic's helmet. Oh, I don't even know where the bears are. Did I put them on?
Is that another one you've not managed to put up?
Oh, Jesus. I swear I went through them all.
7, 10, 14.
Are they
17.
B? Yeah,
We
because
put
look,
24 teams up.
I've started at
That's gonna be-
Brighton. I've not gone back far enough. It wasn't intentional, honestly, for those two teams that we are now looking at, and they're the only ones I haven't put on there. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well
gee.
played. Well played, Greg.
I tried.
There you go.
Right. So yeah,
Round 5. IB,
round
20, whatever
5.
his name. There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
That was the other one.
Was there not another? I thought there was another one.
There
That
was
was
only
in there.
2. There was only 2.
Round 5.
You got them both.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It hit my head. Oh no, that's it. He said that there was another IB that he had scouted that he was gonna take. Someone else had taken it. That was what he said. Yes.
Right, okay.
So then he took the other strong one.
Right, okay. What else have I got? Round 4, pick 10.
Round 4, pick 10. Good or bad?
Good. This is still good. I'm still doing the good ones.
Oh, the good one. Well, you said the IB was that a
I said
good
that
one?
was a good pick.
Oh, did
It
you?
was good.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, good because
Right. What were
good
the
because
good
I
ones?
thought he'd take him in the first.
Right.
I thought that was good in the top 10.
Right. Come on in. Right. Round 4. What was it? Round
Pick
4
10.
what?
Pick 10. Round 4, pick 10.
Round 4, pick
That's
10.
Aztecs.
Oh, don't talk
Level
to me about
6.
the Aztecs.
Smiley face.
You like that one?
I like that because that's going to be a development squad guy, isn't it? Surely. Level 6. 60 quickness. Take him straight on the development squad. Turn him into a 65. No. To be honest,
Yeah.
I actually found it hard to pick picks, value picks this year because I don't think there was much. It was off, to be honest. I really found odd this year. Some years I find it really easy to see what's value. Right, and the last good one I got is round 5, pick 22.
Well, you should be able to find. No, sorry, I'll rephrase that. You shouldn't be able to find glaring
Usually you
picks
can
in the
find-
Atlantic and the GFL because, in theory, everyone in these two leagues are experienced and should know what they're doing on draft days. So, unless someone's made a mistake or, the Meerkats are on auto pick and Bob's given them a bum steer on one of their picks, but that's down to someone if they haven't put up a shortlist.
The Bearcats, I think, could be our 4th new coach based on the fact that there's nothing happening there by the looks of it. No trade board, no naming of any of the players.
It's not unusual for Michael not to have a trade board, though.
No, I know, but I don't think anything. I'm not even sure he's.
Yeah, you can look at the players who's been registered and who hasn't been registered. That's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it?
Yeah, the other ones are Rogues actually. They've not named any of their players yet either, or they hadn't when I last looked.
Mm.
And he auto picked later rounds as well. So,
Yep.
but yeah. Anyway, that pick there, the Tigers, level 5. Was it level 5?
Level 5 quarterback with a 55T. Yeah.
Yeah, pick 22. I thought that was good value. Perennial short team, right? Shall I get onto the bad pick?
Go on in.
Go
Go on in.
on then. This is where we get redacted.
Go on in.
Right, round 1. Round 1, pick 8. Obviously, terrible
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, I've put the blown mind one on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. This is where I've praised Aid already. This is where I'm not going to praise Aid. And 1, pick 30. That was a
30.
strange. Yeah, I thought that was a strange
Yeah.
pick. I mean, I'm not saying it. You know, I see the level, but I would have thought that would it have been there later? I don't know. Strange QST that is, but maybe that works in with his system with his strong IB as well. I don't know. Something I've ever noticed.
Thing is, if you can get a outside linebacker to a high enough level, if you can get him to level 17, 18, he'll be effective with those QSTs. At level 14, he won't be effective.
No, I mean the other thing is, would a level 9 have got down to the bottom of the second? Probably not. Somebody would have picked it, wouldn't it? You see the level and just go, "Oh, it's a level 9. I'll pick that."
So he's got to work hard now to get him up to a high teens. But if you can, it'd be useful to have.
What was the other one I got? Oh yeah, round 1, pick 32. I already slagged that off to James anyway. So.
Yeah, didn't
I
like
don't
that
like
one.
that. I don't like that one myself.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Don't like that one.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you think he gets more northern? The more he starts slagging off picks, he gets more northern.
Yeah.
Well, if I bring a Scottish in, shoot me because I'm not Scottish. Right, let me up here.
All right, come on in, Matt. What's the next one?
Right. So now actually there isn't. It's actually not picked. It's a team's strange pick. So why do the Warriors need so many returners? Was my question. How many returners did he take in the end? Was it 3?
It was
Yeah, because he's investing in special teams. That's what he does. He knows the impact of them and how much they impact a game. If you look at Tosco's, and I've learned a lot from his special teams ethos actually. The amount of invisible yards a special teams will get you, a strong special team, and I mean a significantly stronger special team than the opponents. The amount of invisible yards that they get you, because the yards are up there on passing and rushing, and you can compare them to the other team, and that's all really nice. But when you look at the punting and the returning and that side of it, and you see that your special teams actually gained you 250 yards over the other team, which is easily possible if you've got a strong special team compared to a bang average one, then that's how impactful special teams is. And you put runners on you put returners on the runners side, they're most effective as a runner. They get way more multiplier. They get a higher multiplier as a runner than any other position, than a wide receiver or a cornerback.
Even at 60 quickness.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter about the QST.
It's just
the level.
It's just the level.
It's the level. It's the position first, which is the multiplier, and then it's the level.
Yeah. So they'll play at like 100% of their level up to level 9. A returner playing at a runner, whereas a cornerback is at 0.8, and then a wide receiver is like 0.7 or something like that. So yeah. So if you've got great returners, you're playing some of them as runners, and then you've got CBs filling up the rest of it, and they're all at level 9, and you're getting the maximum. So you're talking almost guaranteed 45 yards per return, pretty much.
Yeah, but Todd won't stop there. Todd will get quick guards in there as well, and he'll get he'll get a strong linebacker in as the protector, and he'll line up every single position in his special teams with the person who will deliver the highest multiplier in that area, and his special team will be stronger than anyone else's in the league.
Apart from his brothers.
Well, yeah, his brother knows the power of that as well. So
yeah,
I've learned from that, and I try to invest in my special teams as much as I can. But you can do that, but then it's to the detriment of another area of the squad. So what do you want to do? Because you can't have a strong offense and a strong defense and a strong special teams. You have to, somewhere has to give. So you've got to either have a strong offense and a strong special teams and a defense that will try and keep you in a game, or some other way. The majority of people go for strong offense, or as strong offense and a strong defense as they can, and then they, on the back of everyone else they've got, they put them in their special teams, and they try and have as strong a special teams as they can with the also rans. So, if your special teams can get you an extra 200, 250 hidden yards, then I completely understand why you invest in special teams.
Yeah. And that's why I think kickers are underpowered. Because if you got someone specifically building special teams for that, you've got no countermeasure to it. You don't even have a decent special team special play tick box, because we know they're a bit of a laugh. And we can work out who has the best special play this season as we see those ticks unfurl.
Yes, we need to. Everybody uses a special play needs to tell us when they do it, so we can just track all the special plays.
Special play was amazing and got you 0 yards.
Yeah, we want to track. I want to see all 32 teams' special plays this year. I want to see what they are.
Yeah, we'll have to look out for them. But yeah, so having a strong, high-level kicker, I'm expecting to be able to kick it out the stadium every single kickoff and not actually have anybody return any yards against me. But even with a really strong kicker, you're sitting there with, you're kicking it right to the back of the end zone, or I'm going to return it out of the end zone, and they're still sitting on the halfway line by the end of it. So, if that's your only countermeasure, then I should be kicking it into row Z each time at kickoff. So.
What you're saying is there ain't enough touchbacks in the game, so you want to make it as boring as the real NFL.
Wow. Yeah. Well, this is the counter argument to that, is that if you kick it off and they return each time start from the halfway line, then they're reducing the amount of plays and they're reducing the amount of chances of fumble interception. And that reduces that variability of potentially going backwards and forwards as well. Because half the reason you want a short field is so there's less chance of you making mistakes on the journey towards scoring, right? But that is also the bit that then gives you that, oh my God, I've done 60 yards and now he's dropped it. Whereas actually you're only going to have the option to go 40 yards and drop it. So less fatigue, all that sort of stuff going for it as well.
That's it.
So what's more boring, kicking touchbacks or watching a short field and nothing happening exciting because there's no fatigue? There's not as many fumbles, there's not as many interceptions.
No comment. I've got 3 returners on my time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You can have the 3 returners, but if you're getting your returners and you haven't got the rest of it, you're going to be getting your 25 to 30 yards. But you get your returners and you get everything else, then you're going to be 45 yards plus each time.
Aye. Maybe I need to have a little look at a special team.
Yeah, and that first returner that Todd picked up, that level 8, was he level 8, 80
Oh, it was
quick?
a good returner. It was just the other ones. How many returners do you want to take?
He's gonna, and so a level 8, 80 quick on his own. If you plugged him in, and well, if you got him up to level 15, 16, 17, 18 even, but you had a bang average rest of your special teams, he wouldn't get you return yards on his own. You need the team, you need the blockers, you need the protector, you need everything else around it to make it work. So you've got to invest in all of the pieces. That's why you can't have. It's the same on offense. You can't have a banging quarterback and shit wide receivers. So.
Or a banging running back and no offensive line.
And no line, yeah. So, but I guarantee you, Todd will he'll invest in all of those places on his special teams, and he will rinse the majority of teams on special teams for invisible yardage that will win him games.
But on the bright side,
That's when his
It might-
team's up and running. It will take
Yeah.
a couple of years to get there, but
I was about to say,
that's
the way we've
exactly
been speaking
that's
tonight,
a
Todd's won the ball already.
no. I'm not saying he's won the bowl, but I'm saying that's the sort of team that we're going to be up against when Todd gets his team to the sort of position that he wants it to.
Matt,
So, you know,
Jez has been having his arse handed to him by Todd for a few seasons in the Empire now. Now he's sitting there thinking, oh shit, now he's going to do it in the Atlantic as well.
speaking from experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking from
Exactly.
But you know what? Him and Tad, they make no secret about what they do. They put out a bloody blog a couple of seasons ago, 2 or 3 seasons ago, about special teams, and they told everyone, you know, this is what we do with special teams. This is why we do it. They put a blog out about it. It's not a secret.
Yeah, I'll look out the links for you, Matt, and then you can see why you
Yeah,
lost the
I'll have a
bowl
look.
last year.
Right, well, no. Lost the ball because defense doesn't work.
Don't-
Now, while we're talking about the ball, go on to the website.
You're not bitter
mate.
though, Matt.
Oh,
No, I've got a
can we
conspiracy theory.
can we
Love a
get through the rest of the
conspiracy
draft?
theory.
Can we get through the rest of the draft first, and then we'll come
We're
back.
talking
to
about
Hold-
it. Let's go to the
fucking hell.
conspiracy theory. Go to the Hamilton
Right.
page.
Oh, this isn't about whether you're playing a home or away, was it? Please tell me
No,
it's
it's not
that.
about that. No. Go
Oh,
into
good,
Hamilton.
good.
Yeah, we've done that to death, I think.
Right, okay.
Right. Go into history.
Yeah.
Last season's game. Where is it?
What, the bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at it, and there was somewhere you could look at it, and it wasn't actually. I wasn't actually playing. I don't know where it was. I have to find it. I was actually playing the Pro Bowl, according to the Pro Bowl. It wasn't the Super Bowl. It was the Pro Bowl.
Oh, right, okay.
I was like,
Well, you
I was
didn't win
like-
that either.
I know. I can never win that. I can never get in that. Never mind that.
Yeah. So, no, you definitely lost this,
Just don't
Matt.
put a team in. Easy.
Yeah. There's no getsy backsies on this one. You lost this one by 3, and you'll have to see how you go this season.
You put up 65 points and lost.
Yeah, I still lost. Yeah. I don't know much
Yeah.
about defense.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Don't worry, you've got a strong 7th round, which I'm sure will make all the difference.
I tell you who's going to make the difference.
Is it
Number 8, round
interception?
8.
Is it
Round
interception?
8. No, I've sold him.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Sold him. Yeah, sold him.
Is it
Round 8, pick 32, Mr. Irrelevant.
Justice Hale,
Yeah.
wide receiver.
He's the man, is he?
Oh,
Plus
he's
2
free
in
agent.
rookie. Plus 2 in rookie aging when he's made the squad. He's making the squad. Even put him up for trade.
He's
Good
the slot
stuff.
hero.
Good stuff. Right. Okay. So now we've confirmed that you did definitely lose the bowl. Let's get back to the draft. Did you have any more picks you didn't like?
No, the only thing I was wondering is what is Fred's plan with the Rapiers? Because there was some QSTs.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Rapiers. So where did they pick? This is where we find out I didn't put them on. Oh no, there we go.
You put them on for the third one.
I will give him his due. So he has put together a pretty sweet helmet. Which
was it a contender? Is it? Is it a contender for the helmet bowl? Is it?
I think it's quite a nice one. I mean, look, you've got a pretty good kind of underwater theme to this one with the rapier in the middle.
What rapier looks like?
What's underwater about that? Is that underwater?
Well, it looks like it's kind of got seaweed and like bits floating around it. A little bit like bit like the Thames. They could be turds and things like that, but yeah, it's
we'll give him that.
Pretty sweet.
It's good effort. It's better than an empty helmet, isn't it, Matt?
No idea. Nobody's designed me one yet.
I'll tell you what, we're getting there. I mean, we've got the Stingrays now. We've got the Warriors with the grey. We've now got 3 black with silver helmets. So actually, if these two teams play each other, they won't even know who they're playing for. So yeah, and obviously the Hamilton legacy helmet that you can't even get to anymore because it's not supported anymore.
Right, we're getting distracted by helmets here. Let's get back to
Yeah, right.
Rapiers pick.
So yes, well done, Jez, keeping us on target. And
He
you're
picked
the one,
a
Right,
and
best
you're the
way
one
to look at it.
drinking.
tackle,
Best
55,
way to look at it, Greg,
55
is go
quick
into the
tackle.
draft class, actual draft class, and hit a whole draft.
So point is level 9, 55 quick, and Borunigar is level 8, 40, 40, 20.
Yeah, so what's that? Round 2, 24 and 25.
There is round 2ers.
Yeah.
They were both towards back end of round 2.
Yeah.
He's obviously the opinion at high level is the way for the ones that obviously likes to draft high level. His offensive tackles on the development squad, because I did notice that. I don't know whether the other one is as well, but
Yeah, I definitely don't like that.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, I picked a 55 a 55Q offensive tackle level 8 in the 3rd round, I think it was, and he's gone on my D squad. So yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, there you go, Zinnia face, hands in your face.
he should be on the Stampede squad with a name like that.
Wow, I knew you'd like that one, Matt.
But yeah, the
Hands in your face. He's my European import. He's on the player pathway.
Has he got a poodle for a pet? Has he?
What?
let's not do pets
hands
yet.
In
Let's not do pets.
Does
Let's not do
hands
pets
in your face sound like he's got a poodle?
Let's not do pets yet. Right.
Nah,
Okay.
mate.
So
He's got 2 Great Danes.
yeah, the OT, I think that's savable on a dev squad, but that tight end,
Expensive on the dev squad.
not really. Well, yeah, I suppose so, but not as expensive as a Sharks quarterback. But
Never seen anything like that one, to be honest.
yeah, so 40, 40, 20 tight end. Yeah, I don't like that one.
That tight end, he'll have to get that tight end up to a really high level to be effective, right?
Yeah, totally.
But he's starting at level 8, so he's got a chance.
The safety, not too bad. Free safety might still be reasonably okay.
I don't mind that safety.
Yeah, I think as long as it's, I mean, the fact that it's the Q and the tech, and there's nothing wasted in the middle.
Yeah.
It's okay.
If he's got a strong safety to match up with it, then I don't mind that at all. I think that's a decent,
That's a
a
decent
decent spread on QST. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just think it's one of them ones where it looks like on the face of it, it looks like he's gone for higher levels rather than looking at QSTs. But
yeah,
each to their own.
Yeah, and even with the quarterback, I mean, we're into round 4, 25, 40, 35. Not nice.
Anything round 4 and below, it's a crapshoot, and it's
Yeah.
whatever you like the look of at that point, isn't it? So
Yeah, level 7 at round 4, then maybe on a dev squad, do something with the 5 that's on the queue, maybe. But other than that, but yeah,
They're all decent levels. So if he either gets 1 or 2 pops in aging, and then his coaching goes okay, then I mean we've seen what, like we said earlier about quarterbacks with wonky QSTs can do. Smitherov absolutely tore it up under LJE for 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But he was high teens doing that. So, he's going to have to get those players up to really high level to make them effective with the split QSTs like that. But if you can, they'll be effective.
Yeah.
be honest, I think Smitherall was helped though by the fact he had Wasson there. So,
And Burton Slim.
yeah, yeah, they're
Yeah,
both
for sure.
All
Yeah.
three of them are at the Stampede. Although
Still couldn't win the bowl.
Smitherall's just sitting on the bench hoping that Galloway gets injured at some point.
So, Jez, did you have any that you wanted to have a little look at? The ones you liked, the ones you didn't like? Was there anything that stuck out for you?
I don't think we've. I think we've covered the ones that I wanted to have a look at. I like going back to the first round. I like the top end of the first round. I thought that went quite sort of as planned. You had obviously the number one pick was nailed on. Vulture Plant as a defensive end, bit of a no-brainer. Euphrates, the outside linebacker at 3, cracking player. Although many would say, you know, you wouldn't take an outside linebacker that high up because they're not a sort of player that
Linebacker, that way.
Huh?
Look for that.
Yeah. Great offensive tackle at 4. You've got a banging running back at 5. Quality deep zone receiver. So you've got your first journeyman that kicks in at 6, but he's a quality 80 quick. Not quality. He's an 80 quick level 9 deep zone receiver. So you can't argue with that at all. Great pick. It's just where some of these next few are going to kick in. So at 7, Islanders took the 60 strong defensive tackle, but he's level 9 quality. I would stick him straight on the D squad to get him to 65. They probably will. I haven't looked at that, so I don't know. We know about Abis at 8. Kings had a really good draft. I think they picked the elite outside linebacker, perfect outside linebacker. They picked Friars and an elite 75 quick level 7 cornerback at 9.
Hold on a minute. We're not allowed to praise Clay. This is not allowed on this podcast. We're not allowed to give Clay
it is normally not allowed, yeah, and you normally wouldn't really want to praise Clay, but you can't not him for those 2 picks. They're banging picks. So he's nailed up his defense massively with 2 level 7 elite, players that have got great QSTs. So he's butchered that.
He might make 5 and 5 again consistently.
Well, his defense is going to be harder to play against in a season or 2 anyway.
Yeah.
Cyclones then picked up that level 7 quality defensive end, 60Q, again, stick him on DS. So there's a lot of manipulation with the DS. I think now that the D squad has now that you have the confidence that you can put someone on the D squad, and if they're not popping, you can buy the pops. I think that impacts drafting massively, because if there wasn't that kind of confidence in knowing that you could change the QSTs of that person, even if it's just 60 to 65, and if it's a line player, then you need 5 pops for that. Beforehand, getting 4 pops was a lottery. Getting 5 pops, you would never guarantee getting 5 pops. You wouldn't guarantee getting 4 pops alone. So now that if they're not popping at the level that you want them to, you can buy them towards the end of the season and guarantee them getting towards or changing those QSTs, or even getting the extra level if you get the 6th pop. It does change drafting, I think, because you'll go for a 60 quick defensive end if they've got the right level and the right potential, knowing that you can do that. Whereas beforehand, you wouldn't have done that. Beforehand, you'd have probably gone for a 65 quick journeyman who's level 6 over a 60 quick level 7 quality journeyman, a quality player at the same position.
It makes those players that you've scouted that haven't come through quite perfect QST as well. It makes that a little bit of a softer blow, I think, as well. So if you do get you've scouted that OT and you're like, oh, someone's told me he's quick in college, so he's going to come through 65, and then bang, he lands at a 60. You're not as disappointed now because you're going to get a couple of extra levels potentially on it. Plus, if you really want to get the extra QST on it, then you can. So again, it kind of softens that blow a little bit as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I think one pick that I really liked that we haven't highlighted at all was General's pick at 19, defensive tackle, level 9, 65 strong. Journeyman, okay, fair enough, but he's starting at level 9.
Yeah.
That was a banging pick at 19. I think Steve would have been more than happy for him to drop there.
Yeah. Yeah, and even like pick 12, you got to be happy at pick 12 picking up that elite 55S RB as well.
Yeah.
So having one pick in the first and then at 12 and then thinking I managed to pick up an elite, you'd still be like, that's great. And potentially, I don't know whether he had or not scouted the RB or not, but if he had, then that'd be a bonus as well because he'd definitely get the 2.
Yeah, Redcoat's pick as well at 26, level 9 safety, 55 quick.
Yeah.
At 26, that's a banging pick.
Yeah. Yep. And for the second time, season
Bearing
in
in
the
mind,
right.
2 picks later went a level 8 50 quick safety. So, that's a big drop down for 2 picks.
Yep, that's nice. Didn't get any of my scouted players. It was I only had one land in here actually. After I used the scouting combine and made sure I got in on them first, one of them landed in this draft. And for the second season in a trot, the Aztecs picked up the player I scouted. So
Who was that?
the CB2 Sanders was the one I'd scouted this time around. The one that I really wanted landed in the Big Sky and went first or second overall, I think it was. It was a level 9 elite centre.
Ooh.
That would have been nice. Anyway.
I didn't get either. I had 2 scouted. I didn't get either of them. I had Friars, who obviously went at 9, and I had a round 2. He went in top of round 2. Outside linebacker Keyworth went second in round 2. Level 9 quality, not great QSTs, but workable QSTs.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, sometimes they just don't fall with the picks you've got. Sometimes it's not just right, is it? And you can try and trade down or trade up or whatever, but there's pros and cons to doing that.
Yeah, and sometimes you just got to let it go because it's just not good value. Did you get yours, Matt?
I only had one. It was due to come up. I scouted 2 juniors this year, and one I scouted ended up in another draft.
Yeah.
Even though I was first as well. I was first as well.
Gotcha. Right. Okay. So there we go. Anything else you wanted to cover off on the draft?
I think we should check out what bad we did with our top 10 pick.
Right.
We'll do that
then. I don't think I had a look at that actually. So let's see how it looks. If we can get over there. Right. Well, we all got pick number 1 right. Shock horror. OB was at second for Todd. Close. Quarterback at 3. I don't know why, but he didn't have this 60Q quarterback in here. I don't know why he wasn't shouting about him. But there we go. Juarez, he dropped quite a bit, didn't he? McNeely went at 4. I think that was the 5. That was the Sharks pick, wasn't it? Fryers went at 9. You said, yeah.
Did he go at 9? Yeah, 9. Yeah.
Thornhill. Well, we know how far he dropped, Jez. Out of
Oh,
the top
yes.
10. And what else? Any other shockers in there? Where did OT4 go? That was the one that went to the Stingrays, wasn't it?
OC4 went at 4.
Yeah. So Matt had him at 5.
I had trams in there, so there you go. That was rubbish.
Yeah.
He'd held off.
You had Thornhill at 2, Matt.
Because I thought he dropped to 24. I was trying to deliberately.
Yeah. No, I liked him. I was in agreement with you, Jez. I think if I'd had a couple of picks, I probably would have picked him up earlier. But with just the one, there's no way I'm taking him at first overall.
Yeah.
Any other ones that are sticking out there? The quarterback. You liked him at 4, and he fell
I had
to 14.
Samson at 1, Vulture Pant at 2. I nailed the top 2. And then it went downhill after that.
Yeah, the OB at 6. Close with Fryers.
I was true to my own preferences. I had Brown at 4, the defensive end 1 at 5. So, you know,
Oh, you
I like those guys.
Your top 10 there in later in the round.
Yeah. Oh, if I had that corner, if I had that corner back up at 2, I would have been spot on for the top 3.
Without Thornhill at 5.
No, for the top 3.
Oh,
but no. Oh, and I got the defensive tackle in there at 7 as well. Because even though he had that 60, I still thought that was good.
And the tight end 2, he fell, didn't he?
Yeah.
Matt had tight end 2 at 8 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did
That was
make
just
an
the
inquiry.
elite thing.
Where did he end up going? He ended up going at 21.
Yeah, to the Sharks. And I did send Alex a message and said, well, if you're not sure, we could always talk about it. And he sent me a message back going, yeah, there's always a deal to be done. And then he had a 5-minute think about it and went, no, actually, I'm going to hold on to him and see how it goes. So I'm like, sure, no worries. Just let me know if you change your mind.
Well, he was trying to double down on it because I picked up a 60 quick tight end in the oh god, which round was it?
Which one was that then?
Let me work at it. That was in the 3rd round, Valadez. Right. And Alex asked me about him. He wanted to obviously bookend him on the other side with his elite tight end. But I was like, no, I traded up for him, so it's not. It's going to take a lot for me to part with him. And he was like, yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think having one's good. Again, it depends what kind of formation you're going to run as well. If he is thinking about ace, again, having that quick on the right hand side, having a strong with that ace 1 on the right would be spot on. And he picked up one of those last season, but then he traded it out. So who knows what's going on with that.
If he's picked up a fullback as well, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a strong tight end at some point. Because if he's got a quick tight end on one end and a strong on the other, then that complements the deep zone game and the run flat game along with the run line.
Yeah, no, he's traded that strong tight end out to the Bears,
Hmm.
the baby Bears, who maybe Kendall thinks he's got a good chance this season because he's gone all out on kit design this time, so he's obviously wanting to look good for the win. He's got a purple bear now instead of a green one. Only took
He's angry.
3.
He's an angry bear.
Grizzly.
Yeah.
So yeah, only took 3 picks this draft, but has traded in some
It's not like the
talent.
devil there. That's the happiest looking devil I've ever seen.
Well, that's a sun
It's like
devil.
it's like the friendliest devil.
That's a sun devil, right?
Well, yeah. Look how happy he is.
He's over the moon.
You'd want to go round his house for tea, wouldn't you?
Don't know about that, but yeah, he does look happy.
You want to go and see his pets.
You're eating the pets on a barbecue.
Right. So, any contenders for draft of the season? So anyone
I quite
you
like the
disliked?
Sharks. I quite like the Sharks.
So I like the Sharks. I
Yeah.
didn't put them on the board, did I? So I can't even put a star next to their name. Sorry,
Yeah,
Alex.
got it.
Yeah, the Sharks was good.
Sharks
I mean,
drafted well.
Jesus is
Ings-
quite good. He based it on his first round picks.
Kings drafted well.
Yeah, we can't give him that though.
It's easy. Do you know what? It's easy to say people drafted well when they've got a load of first round picks. When they've got like 2 or 3 first round picks, it's a lot easier to draft when you good players when you've got a load of first round picks. So I think that drafts are going to be won in the second, third, fourth rounds, aren't they?
They're one in the 7th round, Jez. Look how many.
No, they're
7th round
not
picks.
one in the 7th round, mate.
Yeah, we'll give you draft of the season for round 7, Matt, on the basis that you had half of the picks in there. So well done.
How was Matt? Come on, how was your 7th and 8th round picks? Talk us through them. Not all of them because we haven't got 8
Hold on a
hours.
minute.
But
Hold on a minute. I'll tell you how many he's going to make this squad. Hold on a minute. Bring them up.
you like your lottery tickets on the basis that they pop a level or 2, you might keep them,
Well, rookie
or you
aging
might
was +8.
show them the
That's what my
door.
rookie aging was +8. What's the bloody draft report?
Called another quarterback, Marino.
Oh, he's gone anyway. Traded
Your
him.
rookie aging was +8, but your first round pick lost 1.
Yeah.
Oh man,
With this amount of rookies you've taken in, you've only got a +8.
that
That's
sucks.
not good.
Well, to be honest, I think I had about 5 of them at lost level, so I don't know whether that's probably a low average.
Did you call your cornerback back down?
Back down, yeah.
He's got run.
What's his first name?
I mean, look at it's a shocker. He's got a stutter, has he? Bat down. Bat down.
Back down.
And have you got run stopper at DT?
Yeah,
you've got some real shockers here, Matt. I mean,
names are made. Yeah.
And CB interception.
Yeah, well, sold him. He's gone. He's gone. For a 5th of him.
Just because you get rid of him doesn't make the name any better. It's
Right, taking the squad. 1, 2, or maybe 5, 6.
But these 2 here, these are the ones that are in question for me. So we've got the Meerkats. Didn't set a list for the draft. Nothing named, and then we've also said the Rogues. They're in a similar position.
Yeah.
So
I think there could be definitely a caretaker at the Meerkat.
yeah, which for James isn't a good sign, because when you really do want to start a rebuild and you want to try and lose, playing against teams that have no coaches with them, it's going to make losing a lot harder. Have I said that right? I think I've said that right. Which is why I think Spitfires are back this season. 2 coaches, don't even know if they're there. One's definitely on a rebuild. I reckon I'm going to take number 1 seed. I reckon.
You reckon?
It's possible. I've got
So
a
what's
thought.
Brad do? What's Brad doing with the Redcoats then? Is he?
He picked the first. His first 2 on the shortlist. The first round was the shortlist, and then after that there was no players selected, no players on his shortlist or anything.
Oh man, that'd be a shame if he drops out. He was doing good things with the Redcoats.
He was, yeah. He was. And I think if anybody comes in there, they'll have a solid team anyway. So even
Yeah,
if,
for sure.
you know, at least I know Rich Jackson's already tied up with the Stingrays. So I don't know what'll happen. Who knows? I'm going to drop Brad a message just to see if he's okay and
Come on,
if he gets
Brad.
back to me.
Come back, Brad.
I did drop a message to Michael after round 1 and 2 that we did, just to let him know that it all kicked off. But I haven't heard anything back from him, so yeah, not a good sign there. And obviously we had Bill dropped out, didn't he, from the last time that we did this, and we have Tad in there now.
Bill's had enough. I had a couple of messages with Bill, and I think he just reached his end with the game for whatever reason. Lost his mojo. Done with the I think the delays and the uncertainty got to him in the end, and it was like he's just reached his natural end. So fair enough. Maybe I mean, sometimes when someone, I mean, Bill's been doing it for years. He's been in this game for so long, and maybe if you have a bit of time out from it, then it'll reinvigorate your enthusiasm for it, and it'll come back. But maybe not. Maybe he's done with it. We'll see. Only time will tell.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did he have the Stingrays at one point as well? Did he have the Stingrays at some point?
He might have done. We can go and have a
I
look.
think he had the Stingrays. I'm sure he ended up leaving the Stingrays and then took a year or 2 out, and then ended up back in the Empire, and then was back up it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, it was there season 18 to 22.
Had it for 4 seasons.
Yep. There we go. Right. Is there anything else we want to talk about today?
No, I think we've
No.
waffled on for far too long.
Think so. There we go. We'll leave it there with the roster cuts.
Actually, I'm just going to put in a thing. If anybody wants to sell any star players, I've got first round picks burning a hole in my pocket.
Oh, suits you, sir.
Yeah.
Star players. There we go. The call out from the Stampede for star players, and he has picks.
Stars, please.
Only
I have
stars.
picks. First round picks.
What
There
about
we
your
go.
trading, Greg? Are you still trading?
I don't think so. I think I'm pretty much done. I'm trying not to increase my churn by too much. So yeah, which is why I've traded out most of the draftees I took this time around, because I can't coach them all. I've still got another season to get some coaching into the 12 first rounders I took. Well, 10 that I still had on my roster to coach, and so I've done that kind of reverse thing of this time I've been trading in vets to kind of just fill some gaps and I don't need to coach, and then but yeah, still the churn is around about 13 or 14, so don't want to do any more really. But
Yeah.
I think I've got a chance of getting some wins this season. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I think we're done for trading this season, unless there's one or two that go out off the board, but they're only low-level guys. So
Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah. And
So
Matt might get his wish come true because the Meerkats may do their usual and appear 8 hours before the trade window closes, and you might
I
get
doubt
something through.
he's got anything I want.
You never
I
know.
was hoping Todd or Tad was going into rebuild. That's what I was hoping. Doesn't look like it.
Don't look like it. Well, we know the Sonics look like they've got a good team.
Yeah.
So again, it's just whether they want to switch round and start rebuilding and playing how they want to play it, or do they have a go with what they've got and regroup next season?
Because why would you bother? You might as well just trade them out next year. You're not going to get anything in now, are you? So wait a year and trade them out at the end of the window.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think the
Certainly
Sonics.
not yet.
I think the Sonics have got a good chance of knocking the Blues off of the top for the first time in 7 seasons in that division. And
yeah, they have. They've got a good young roster.
yeah, and the fact that there was no fire sale in the Warriors says that maybe they've got something reasonable to go with. So we shall see. But yeah, we'll do a get together after the pre-season game, I guess, and then we can have a little look at some of those. Where do we think those predictions are going? All right, here we go. Season 39 draft done then. Hopefully nobody's too pissed off with what Matt's been picking out as crap picks. And if you are, please just take it up with him. Don't use sound bites. Because as Richard said at the start of the draft, the biggest thing that we can do as a community is stop abusing sound bites. So yeah, just send it directly to me, and then I'll stick them in the bin.
I think he said, reading between the lines, I think he said, if we can all stop being utter wankers, that would be lovely.
Yeah.
Just my interpretation of it.
Yeah, I think that's how it was. That's how it sounded. So yeah,
Peace and love and harmony.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I got a little. You see that? I got some confetti there.
You seem to be the only one.
Oh, I didn't do it again.
Jez.
I know. What happened there?
I don't know. Your magic fingers again.
Matt, you try it.
Nope.
No. Fat fingers don't work. Yay!
You've obviously found the setting, Jez. Right. Okay. Sounds like those bottles of wine are kicked in. So let's finish there. And but I hope you all have a good season, and see you after the pre-season game.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
See you later. Bye.